Alright everyone, it's that time in the season where we finally rank all of the newest mods from the season of arrivals. This season arguably brought the strongest set of Charged with Light mods we've seen since their introduction in the Season of Dawn, and with it there is some insanely powerful builds you can put together. So if you want to separate the A tier from the D tier, the godly from the trash, stick around to find out which we rate as the best mods from the season. Remember, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button to support my B tier content, give this below average video a rating down below, and let's get into it. So we have 12 Charged with Light mods to go through which you can obtain from the Prismatic Recaster in the tower. We're not going to include any of the mods from the artifact though, as we all know that Oppressive Darkness blew everything out of the water. I'd be interested to know what your top 3 mods from this season are down in the comments section below. So let's start with the Solar Affinity mods from this season and slot them into the tier list. Sustained Charge does have some utility as it fits really nicely with the auto rifle meta, allowing you to become Charged with Light from multi-kills with auto rifles, trace rifles and machine guns. But at 4 solar energy it is quite costly as an entry point to Charged with Light builds, and so this one is a C tier mod. Argent Ordnance could have been the buff to rocket launchers we all craved, but sadly with its limited buff to damage after causing damage with a rocket launcher, it offers way less than a good high energy fire build would, and at 5 energy it's quite frankly a rip-off. D tier for this one. Kindling the Flame is actually more useful than you may think, and could become more popular next season given the retirement of certain Hive and Fallen mods. Reviving a teammate will produce a burst of healing, consuming a stack of Charged with Light. Definitely handy for certain encounters, and at 2 energy it's cheap too. A good B tier mod with more potential going forwards. Rounding out the solar mods is Supercharged. Now this mod is one of my favourites for maxing out the potential of any number of Charged with Light builds, as it allows for an additional 2 stacks of Charged with Light. Combine this with either Protective Light or Surprise Attack for some insane benefits, easily putting this mod as an A tier 1, which could be higher if it had a lower energy cost. Now let's rank the Arc Affinity mods, starting with Lucent Blade. Now if you aren't running this mod with the Falling Guillotine, then you're missing out. These Arc Charged with Light mods are awesome due to them having double perks, and so Lucent Blade not only offers a damage buff to swords when charged with light, but it also increases the charge rate of swords power attack too. At 4 arc energy, it's great value and is the first S tier mod on the list. The same can't be said for Reactive Pulse though. It has its benefits but is generally lacking. While surrounded and charged with light, it will generate a pulse arc shockwave knocking back enemies. With its secondary perk granting an overshield when performing finishes, it has a unique slot in your arsenal, but it's C tier at best to be honest. Radiant Light however is one that's slept on and could become a more popular one next season. Popping your super will cause nearby allies to become charged with light, but its secondary perk offering a bonus plus 20 to your strength stat is the icing on the cake. It can help with some high stat builds, and with the new stasis melees coming soon, it might be one you want to use. Unfortunately, its general lack of utility puts it at B tier. Swift Charge is another mod making you charge with light on multi-kills. However, this one uses the ever popular and strong pulse rifles, sidearms and SMGs. Its secondary perk will grant special ammo on pulse rifle kills too. Combine this mod with sidearm builds from this season to keep rolling with the charge magazine buff, and it's great. A tier for this one. Finally, we look at the Void Affinity mods, and Surprise Attack follows on from the last. This mod will grant the charged magazine buff to sidearm damage when charged with light. It's genuinely awesome, but it has a minus 10 to the intellect stat as a secondary perk. However, costing 1 void energy, it feels genuinely broken to be so cheap, and is therefore an S tier mod for sure. Charge Harvester though is not, possibly the worst mod this season, offering a chance to become charged with light on any kill. It also takes minus 10 from your class stat ability and costs 3 void energy. D tier for you. Precision Charge is also D tier, requiring precision kills with bows, hand cannons or scout rifles to become charged with light. It really doesn't beat taking charge in terms of the ability to become charged with light. It also has a minus 10 to your strength stat, and although it's cheap, it's not worth it in my opinion. Lastly, we've got Energy Converter, another favourite of mine from the season, and for good reason. Offering the chance to effectively halve the cooldown of your super by simply throwing a grenade whilst charged with light is about as overpowered as it gets, and it brings previously cast aside exotics back into play. It does however cost 4 void energy and has a -10 to your discipline stat, but even that can't stop this mod being S tier. So there we go, Season of Arrivals is pretty much done, but these mods will carry on well into year 4 and beyond light. I'm excited to see how Bungie develop and expand upon the Charge with Light model going forwards, as I've had tons of fun using these builds and sharing them here with you. Again, let me know in the comments what are your best mods from the season. Remember, if you are new here and made it this far, please subscribe to the channel. It's a free and easy way to support me and the content I make. Also, give it a rating down below, it really helps me out and is always greatly appreciated. That's it for this one though, so on that and as always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.